The Wyze Lock is not necessarily going to fit all of your smart homes, even though it is only a $100 smart lock. Today I'm going to tell you why it's going to fit a certain person at a certain time. Hello automators, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Brian from Automate Your Life, and today I'm going to take the frustration out of automation by helping you save time and money by making sure this is the right product for you. We're going to go through a full review of the Wyze Lock right now. This is definitely different than a normal smart lock that you see on the market, and what I mean by that is what you get in the box is a little bit different than your average smart lock, and you're not going to get any of the internal components that you might be used to with your other smart door locks. So you're not replacing the core, you're not replacing the outer component of your door either. So your existing key is going to work in that door going forward, or still when you have the Wyze Lock on. And because of this, the Wyze Lock is intended to work on almost every door out there. Now, there are going to be some specific doors that it won't work on, and there's going to be some specific situations that it won't fit. So you still need to take measurements and you still need to check out what your door lock is like, but you're not replacing everything. So the installation actually becomes very simple. One thing I should say though is, as I release this review of the Wyze Door Lock, you cannot get the Wyze Door Lock keypad. And this is a very important component, and I will explain as we go forward that this is something that I believe is necessary for you to have with the Wyze Lock. And this is one of those things that really will only fit certain people. What the Wyze Door Lock and its accessory keypad do together is they become a smart door lock in your home, but they can also open and close from a number of different sources. So if you have that keypad, it becomes a combination keypad, and you can lock the door or lock the lock from the outside as well. You can open and close it with an application, get notifications from that application, and you can also open it and close it with Amazon's voice assistant right now. There's no Google Assistant integration right now, but you can do this with Amazon's voice assistant and their normal control method for unlocking smart locks. The auto unlock and auto lock functions are very interesting to have on a smart door lock as well, but we will talk more about these as I go through my likes and dislikes. The first thing I do like was the ease of installation, and this is an incredibly easy door lock to install. There is very little to do. You don't have to replace those inner components or that outer door lock component. Without that, it becomes really easy, and the ability to put this over or on most doors was very simply laid out in the application as well. Now, I do have unboxing and setup videos on our tutorial channel, so go ahead and check those out at the end of this video, or you can click over on a card right now. Links are all over this description and this video. It does seem as though Wyze has also cleared up their issues where if your phone is on your 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi network, then you can't set up their products, but their gateway made this very simple. It did not require me to get over on the 2.4 gigahertz network, which I was prepared to do, but my phone just seamlessly went through the setup process for that gateway, and that becomes the hub for everything to communicate to. The Wyze Lock itself is light yet sturdy, small form factor too, so that helps it to fit in a lot of situations. It doesn't look out of place, even with replacing a very small existing door lock, a manual turn there. So it really looks very nice too. So I like all of the aesthetics and the look and feel of the Wyze Door Lock. I do like the interfaces for control. There's a number of different interfaces, and this is where the keypad becomes really important again. So the keypad gives you that ability from the outside to lock and unlock with a key code, and then you can create those key codes that can be shared either on a permanent basis or a temporary basis or a one-time basis. I mean, that is great functionality there for organizing your life. You can let repair people into your home with a one-time code that's only going to work for that one day. So really good thought there, I think. And I also like the auto unlock and auto lock functions, although again, we will talk about those a little bit later. The interface in the app is very good. Wyze has done a good job modifying their application to accept all of this too. With anything from Wyze, you do have to talk about the reliability of them and their cloud service. Now, I have found the overall service behind this to be very reliable, and there's a caveat coming, but in general, I haven't had this door lock fail. I haven't had it not operate when it's supposed to. I haven't even had, I know there's a few people out there having issues with it becoming miscalibrated or not calibrated any longer. I haven't had those issues. You basically want to put it on a place that is going to get used, and that won't happen to you. So, you know, it's been very reliable for me since I've installed it, which I'm a couple of weeks into at this point. So overall, I've found the reliability to be really good on the Wyze Door Lock, but the caveat to that is the auto unlock function. Now, this is GPS based, and so that kind of a service is never going to be perfect, guys. This is one of the problems and why the keypad becomes so important with the Wyze Door Lock, because what happens is, I would say, 9 out of 10 times the auto unlock works fine, and I've kind of learned to put my phone in a certain place in my car to make sure that that happens. But as I come into my garage and I walk up to the door lock, I find that it unlocks 9 out of 10 times. Now, that other time, I would either have to search for a key or I would have to use the Wyze keypad. And that's the really important reason right there, is now I can type in my code and unlock the door and get in. And it's no real different than lots of other smart door locks out there. And it's a lot easier than digging out a key. So without that keypad though, you could be standing there looking for your key. And I mean, that's the whole point, or I think the whole point to a smart door lock is it knows it's you, or you can do something quickly to get into your home. And I've tried to find a workaround. There simply isn't an easy one, not one that I could show you guys, or it would be up on the tutorial channel. You can't get it to auto unlock with another system because you need the Wyze service, and there's really no connectivity right now for that other than in Amazon's voice assistant, and you can't unlock the door automatically anywhere. So this becomes a real barrier to success in my mind with the Wyze Door Lock without that keypad. And again, where that keypad becomes really important is on the flip side with the auto lock feature. See, I can see people locking themselves out with this and then not having their phone or their key or what have you, and that auto lock function, if you put it on immediate, and you might want to delay it a little bit so you hopefully remember, you put that auto lock on, it locks the door and you're standing there with no keypad, you're going to struggle getting in. So that's another important component. I can just see people making these mistakes and being really frustrated with the product without that keypad. The communication methodology to me is the worst thing about the Wyze lock and the keypad. And I had to ask Wyze what was going on between all the different components here, and I'll try and explain it to you and then explain why this is such a problem for you. So if we start at the gateway, it's 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and that's okay. It adds another device to your Wi-Fi at that frequency, but that's okay. Let's not complain about that just yet. But the gateway to the actual lock itself is Zigbee, and this is Zigbee that is in an enclosed system, and Wyze has no plans to go and integrate a Zigbee door lock with any other system. So I can't attach it to Samsung SmartThings or anything like that. I'm stuck within Wyze's system communicating with that gateway. Now, the frustrating thing with the Zigbee here is that, number one, it could have been paired with other devices, but we won't be allowed. And then number two, you cannot control the Zigbee channel on the Wyze Door Luck, and I instantly lost a door sensor over a couple of days because of Zigbee network interference. So this happened instantly to me, and this is going to happen to other people. If you can't change that Zigbee channel, and then your other hub, you can't change the Zigbee channel, and now you have devices next to each other, you've got a problem. Now let's get even more complicated. In order to adjust some of the settings, you need to be within range and have Bluetooth on your phone. So not only have you opened up your door lock to Wi-Fi security, but you have also opened it up to Zigbee and Bluetooth-based wireless protocol security. So we have these three different things, and the keypad has to communicate in there too. So we have these three different communication protocols all going on at the same time. They all have to be there in order for the device to be fully functional, and they all have to be there and secured all the time. And so while I appreciate the magnitude of what Wyze has done by making all of these 2.4 gigahertz based communication protocols to work together between all these components, you have to look at that, I think, as the biggest gap. And if you have other smart home devices in your home, this becomes a bit of a, you need to look around and make sure that this is going to work within it, and they're just not giving you the control over something like Zigbee here to make sure that you're not causing yourself interference. The battery life is clearly going to be a problem over time with the Wyze door locks. You end up with the keypad, you get 2 AA's in there and you get 4 in the Wyze lock, and I can see that 6 months is going to be a stretch here for the Wyze door lock. I think the keypad will be much longer, but 6 months on that, you're going to be constantly changing AA's a couple of times a year for 4 to 6 AA batteries, and that adds to your price over time. So keep that in mind. The lack of integration, and this is related to that Zigbee thing, but there's also just a lack of general integration right now with this device. It's really frustrating at this point. I think Wyze has enough components and devices that now I think it's time to start playing well with others, and they really aren't right now. I don't include Amazon's voice assistant integration as being really playing with others. I think they need to start opening up the platform a little more and getting it out there. So do I recommend it? Well, the first thing is, one, you need that keypad for the reliability to be at the place where you want it to be. Number two, would I stick this on my front door? I'd probably think twice about that with the overall, just the different communication methodologies. I've used this on an inner garage door, so it would take some people some work to get to that door. If they got to that door, well, now they can try and get through that. So I think that's a better solution or a better situation for the Wyze door lock. I think it will help. Number one, you keep that door lock a little warmer, help with the battery life as well. That's kind of, you know, a safer situation since it's behind a garage door. So there's a couple of reasons that I would maybe put it in that kind of a situation. Of course, if you have questions about your specific situation, I'd be happy to recommend to you where I see the Wyze door lock, because after that, the $100 price tag, very good for a highly functioning, highly capable smart door lock that does integrate well within the overall Wyze system. So that's our review of the Wyze door lock, guys. I hope this has helped. If you have those other questions, leave them down below. I talked about the tutorial for the setup video and the unboxing video. Both of those are up on screen now. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and of course, don't hate, automate.